Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is LayXP. Captions on this video were provided by Layara, and we have great news for the fans of the show. The Hermitcraft server is now updated to the latest version of Minecraft, bringing trial chambers, new wolf types, and most importantly, somehow Iskal85 back to the server.
Now, I've been away for a while, and this thing went bananas.
Naturally, there's lots to do with the ever-resetting nature of the trial chamber spawners, unique monsters that come with them, and of course the ominous variants. So we can't wait to see what hermits come up with, given that the ability to pull a boat on a lead alone has already led to some hilarious situations.
Hi Ren, I brought you a present.
On top of that, fans of the recap will be happy to hear that this should be our last video in a while without our favorite narrator Pixel Riffs. Unless his plane gets delayed or something, and then I'll just have to get Zed off to voice an episode. I appreciate all the kind words about my voice and my reading ability, so if you are a fan of the Zloy narration, then guess what, I have a channel where like all videos are narrated by Zloy. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with Doc M77, which means that I have no one to put as the "and finally" this time. The big got news this week is that the good doctor is finally free from his skyblock prison. And not a moment too soon, a trial chamber was discovered nearby, ripe for the taking.
You know, your goat's not been slacking.
Although the loot the place offers is not to his veteran Minecrafter taste, these trials at least won't end with him losing to Zombie Cleo. For his patience, Doc is soon rewarded with the new mace weapon that deals the more damage the higher you fell from with it, making his skyblock prison quite handy actually.
We got the core. I was complaining all the way through about the crappy loot, and now all of a sudden the second time I went in, I didn't record most of it. Wow. Still quite disappointed about the loot in general so far. I mean, that was just wow.
It's pretty threatening he got one, since Doc seems to have caught his ore snatcher nemesis red-handed. His ploy to log on at an unusual time worked great to catch Good Times with Scar and Joe Hills suspiciously present at his skyblock base and with the stone slabs in their inventory.
And how do we know this? How do we know this Joe was not randomly here?
Well, I'm keeping that.
So Joe had the smooth stone half-slab still in his inventory.
This is apparently proof enough for him, and Doc is quick to build a special flying machine and run it across Joe's base, severely waterlogging most of it.
You have 1 week to come forward and report at court. And if you don't come forward, I will extend my wrath to the whole server.
Sadly, we don't have Joe's reaction to the incident just yet, but we do know that he just opened his legal practice in the shopping district. Reassured by Kapfan that no one really knows how the Popo timer works or what it even means, Joe nevertheless builds a proper shop for his unpopular book permit, giving start to the F-tier books and legal representation office.
We've got a little window here, so he can like yell at Skiz. I can reach his window from here. He can't open mine from there though. Haha, I win.
He might soon need his own services there, to put Doc behind the clouds, but he should probably get better books before throwing them at him.
You know, this looks like a very big, large, empty wall, and it's directly across from where the Popo keeps their hogs. So, you know, maybe another hermit will come along and vandalize that with an anti-Popo message. That's not on me, I can't babysit every wall all the time. I said it was blank on purpose.
Vintage Beef starts early on his memoirs, giving us another insightful Q&A cave-in video. Watch it to find out personal factoids about him. I don't think he's actually writing any of this down.
Almost no time to do Hermitcraft videos these days, I think. And this month we're already off to a rocky start. I think I've done one, and this would be my second one. So I just don't have the time. That is the flat out simplest answer I can give you.
Any extra knowledge on their fellow hermits will help with Zombie Cleo's very own minigame, Guess That Hermit. Now dressed in the Game Changer colors because unlike Joe Hills, they can't sue.
An homage to my favourite game show. So yeah, that's what we're working on. That's what I'm working on.
Inspired by the success of Pearlescent Moon's Redstone Wordle, Cleo even attempts to automate much of the game using redstone. Plenty of the more tech-savvy servermates stop by to admire their progress, and they are right, and they should say it.
Yeah, it needs more. Oh my god!
What's happened? I'm sorry! I didn't mean to!
It kind of makes sense that it's doing that. It's because I don't know why it didn't do that before.
Pearl and Rendog even play a round of the guessing game, which goes rather well, Murphy's Law be damned.
So what happens if they fail? What if they don't get? Is there anything that happens?
You get 0 points because it's like a back and forth thing. So
Anyway, if that game ever gives you glass and prismarine, you can safely bet on XB Crafted. Building within a Guardian Temple has been his brand for multiple seasons now. This made him quite tired of the same glass wall design around the perimeter, which is why he builds a completely different glass wall design around the perimeter. With good color theory, orange highlights to go with the teal of the prismarine bricks, there is certainly something vaguely Charlie Brown sweater here. But with his base all well dressed, XB himself needs some fresh accessories. Luckily some are stock right here in this Mission Possible shaped box.
Oh! I'm the completed quest giver. We got the exclamation mark, which is a quest giver. The golden question mark, that means you completed the quest. So I can give a quest, and then it could be completed at me.
XB goes through a couple dare books on behalf of Iskal's randomizer. One to build something on the given coordinates, he builds a 5x5 TNT pile, and one to put something into a chest at the given coordinates. That turned out to be the coordinates of some chest at Joel Smallish Bean's base.
Hey, what are you doing?
No, everything's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Why are you in my base?
Go about your business.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to building now. You
Okay.
continue being weird. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Joel Beans is confused by the bearded man randomly in his storage, but he himself is no stranger to the Mission Possible shenanigans, and at this point should be able to explain any server silliness with a Mission Possible prompt.
Oh, you want? Yeah. You're allowed to trade it because this was
Yes.
actually cute. I'm not even joking.
Oh, yes, let's go.
He actually had to drag Iskal out of his early retirement after the machine refused to give him a well-earned hat. That's why there's an extra secret base in someone's home now, and a super pointless bridge by Skizzleman's Pyramid.
A very pointless bridge over somewhere where you can literally just jump over the water. I'd call that mission complete.
What Joel doesn't do on a bet is the massive arcane cliff at his Japan-inspired base that he then stuck a shrine into. Though we've already known that when left to his own volition, Joel will immediately start doing anime stuff.
But yeah, it's good. This will continue on into Magical Mountain, whatever we do there.
For Symmetry straddles the line between Ready Player One and Cyberpunk 2077. And though she won't really stay at your house tonight, she also doesn't seem to be fading away either. I have not watched the actual anime, those are the only references I can make. Point is, Falls builds a stack of what looks like storage containers repurposed for personal dwellings to steer her base back into the becybered punk direction. And between rusty storage containers and the heavy steering, there is certainly a Cybertruck joke somewhere in here. These look so much better than anything Elon could make. I'm so sorry for comparing your base to a Cybertruck, Falls.
And even though it'll mean that this will look a little bit uglier, you kind of get the gist with the trapdoors.
The Magic Mountain denizens have broken the bedrock layer at the bottom of their volcanic home. I was not aware that volcanoes go all the way to space, but this one does. They may have also broken the fabric of reality, cause I sure feel like time is looping on itself here. Seriously, this whole thing is just bottom town again, down to the human sacrifices. Impulse's V even expanded the Void Hall to 5x5, but losing all his stuff in the process is fine as long as he gets to challenge Etho to jump down there.
Come on, Etho, you could just go, just dip the toes in, Etho. Just dip the toes. If you could make it to Tango's and then make it back, then I'll give you something. I'll make it worth your while.
Luckily this time around, they have a whole network of void exits, thanks to Tangotech and Zedov already having marked their bases with a dangling ship. Tangotech even takes the quick travel Death Darkness to Zedov's newest party game, the Creeper Spliff, also known as the Gunpowder Farm, also known as the Cobblestone Generator. He is versatile like that.
Guys, it doesn't seem to be working. Perhaps we should optimize it together.
This is a long setup for this ass.
For example, his villager trading hall doubles as an egg farm. That's a disturbing thought. Let's make it clear. Chickens are the ones laying eggs. The villagers are just riding them. In a very loose definition of riding, because the whole arrangement has them bobbing at the end of a lead attached to the chickens.
Oh yeah, exactly like that. Oh, and immediately restocked. Okay, oh, the chicken's going nuts. The chicken's going nuts. Okay, dangle again.
By contrast, Tango Tech doesn't combine his moss farm with pretty much anything, unless you count 3 more of the same moss farm standing right by it. But he does combine his copper farm with an enormous steampunk blimp to cover up all the excessive entities it is spawning. The delightful bit of lore here is that the airship runs on fermented shroom lights from Tango's Shroomlight farm, that he also redid into a warped log farm to be able to afford some of the building materials. So, me having been drinking the stuff the whole time is probably not a good thing, huh? Anyway, I'm proud to announce the sequel to the Led Zeppelin band, the Copper Blimp.
Really wanted to, not make this just look like a regular ship, but I wanted to try to get that steampunky feel.
The teal logs actually bring Exumavoid to where he can call something his best build possibly ever. Cementing Warped as the superior wood to spruce, which is hilarious because it's not even wood in the first place, it's technically a mushroom. The Cyan Aurora castle Exuma builds actually serves as the nether portal for Rendox and his end of the town, which I too would rather take compared to the multicolored Worm Nightmare Pearl build across the city. But with the newest version of the game finally on the server, X is quick to assemble a Bad Omen farm and depart for the trial chambers.
And I've also created somewhat of a basic farming setup. I figured that I might want to return to it in order to farm keys, and we can manipulate the environment around the trial spawners.
One does not last long in the original form, mind you. Exuma redecorates it into a tunnel around all the spawners to farm both the trial loot and whatever the monsters drop. But in the cruel twist of fate, the monsters will be dropping you in Kapfan's parkour labyrinth at the Homedale Institute.
Nope, missed again. Retreat.
Cap has gathered a rowdy team of skeletons for one of the jumping puzzles in his maze, and also equipped them with knockback bows just to pack the extra punch. Punch 2, the enchanted punch 2.
Oh, that's not too bad at all, actually. That was good. We also, maybe if you jump from here and get boosted, you might be able to jump directly from here all the way to this thing. So that could be kind of awesome as well.
The strays and the drowned are just the icing on an already hard to navigate cake. But the actual icing on the area did actually frustrate Kapfan, so he builds a glass barrier over the maze to prevent snow pileup.
We got a lot of glass to place. This is already like 5-6 shulker boxes of glass.
Now, while Cap's torture maze sure looks like it would make you quit the server for a month and a half, Iskal's absence is actually to do with him working on more of the Vault Hunters mod pack. But here on Hermitcraft, people are starving for his game design as well. So much so, they've completely exhausted the mission supply at the Mission Possible machine. And also broke it, but who's counting?
I can't remember. I thought it was maybe even 39. We now have 38 or 39 missions in total in Mission Possible. And some of these new ones are really funny.
But his Vaulternity leave has not gone unnoticed by the Popo. And he's got a few unused permits laying around ripe for the taking. So the Swede decides to take care of them all at once and starts construction on his Chaos Tower. A shop that is all of his remaining shops all piled up on top of each other. A Django of commerce, held back only by Skizzleman not having restocked his wood yet.
Skizzleman, I will happily pay 12 diamonds per stack. Contact me ASAP for the deal of a century. Maybe we'll get him to buy an apartment at the same time.
And finally, there's Mambo Jumbo. He has not uploaded this week, but I hope he exists. I hope he's well. And that's about it for this week's recap. My name has been ZloyXP, captions on this video were provided by Liara. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.